What's going on, Sparks? My name is Chris and this is Sparkplug TV. Welcome back to the channel, Sparks. By this point, I hope that you guys know that I make car reviews for literally everybody, not just car enthusiasts. So, I've said that a lot, but what does that actually mean? Well, I not only do car reviews, but I try to entertain and educate you simultaneously with my shining personality and my wits. I'm also obviously extremely humble. For example, in my last video, I described why the Maserati MC20's new Nettuno engine is so unique and went into details about what a dry sump oil system is. And then I tried to make you laugh. I hope I did anyway. So, before I begin today's video, please don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to put out new videos every Friday, or at least every weekend, depending on what my schedule is. Thanks for your support. Well, as you can see, today I have a 2022 Chevrolet Colorado. I got my hands on today's Chevy Colorado thanks to my credit score and the equity I got from my Hyundai Elantra. I'm just kidding, no sponsor today because I finally have time to review my brand new car.
A new car!
Yes, I decided to turn in my Elantra and trade up because I've always wanted a pickup truck and I was getting really tired of the Elantra's lack of power and terrible CVT transmission. I was skeptical if I could even afford a pickup truck in this market, but ironically, thanks to this market, I actually ended up making $6,000 in equity. I basically got paid to drive it for a year. So I scoured the internet and tried to find out where I could best sell it. I'm gonna miss my Elantra so much. Hang on, let me calculate how much it's worth. What? $6,000 in equity? That pickup truck, here I come. So you may be asking yourself, why did I choose a Chevy Colorado and not a Ford Ranger, a Nissan Frontier, Toyota Tacoma, etc.? Well, for starters, I actually tried to get a Ford Maverick because of how cheap it is, but apparently so did everybody else because the waiting list was like half a year with a $500 non-refundable deposit. Then of course there's the value. To be honest, I think that out of all the mid-size pickup trucks out there, the Chevy Colorado probably has the best bang for your buck. The work truck trim starts out at $28,000 with the fully outfitted ZR2 at $45,000. This gives you a wide range of options, power, and drivetrains to choose from, but I went with the LT Crew Cab short box model, setting me back about $36,000. You could choose from a 4-cylinder and a 6-cylinder gas-powered engine or the 6-cylinder turbo diesel. I went with the rear-wheel drive 3.6-liter V6 that outputs 308 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque, coupled to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It gets up to 60 in about 6.1 seconds and has a top speed of about 135 miles an hour. Was I satisfied with my purchase? Let's find out. So I don't really consider myself a delusional person.
Are you sure about that?
And I know that this truck has literally looked the same since like 2015. There are a few changes that they did make to the way that the front of the truck looks. Like they've made this part of the grille a little bit more protruding. Previously it had a linear design to it. The middle section of the grille did get this line cut through the middle where the bow tie is, as well as the front bumper did get protruded out a little bit more and it stands alone, especially with this black color. Now, I like the way that the color looks. I like the silver. It's just kind of got this blue hue to it. And I like the way that it looks in general. I think that within this generation, this is the best that it's looked. So they updated the look in the 21 models. I think that this is the best looking of this entire generation. I did get the LT convenience package, which includes these fog lamps, which do come in handy because sometimes these projector beam headlights are not the brightest. And these projector beam headlights also count as the running lights. So that is like the one thing that I wish that they would change about the front end, which they're going to in the 23 models, obviously. But the fact that this is a 22 model and it doesn't have LED daytime running lights, as well as like an option for LED headlamps, it's a little sad. I think that's the only word that I can come up with. I didn't buy this for the form, I bought it for the function, right? I mean, because I think the best looking mid-size pickup trucks on the market today are actually the Toyota Tacoma and the Nissan Frontier. I think the Nissan Frontier kind of is a great mix of modern and ruggedness, right? And this is rugged looking for sure, but it's not so modern looking. really not much that you can say about the side profile of the Colorado. These are the 17-inch rims. You can also get glossy black rims. I did black out the bow ties on these rims, and I plan on blacking out the rest of my truck, especially this Colorado badge. I like the Colorado badge on the sides. I don't necessarily like it on the back, but I'll get to that in a second. I do also like the protruding fenders as well. It does have some unique looking lines right here. This line down here kind of crescendos this way, and I like it. I like the way that it looks. So EPA ratings says that this gets about 19 in the city and 25 on the highway, but my computer actually says that I get about 16 in the city and about 28 on the highway. All right, so let's go to the back end. Sometimes GM doesn't always get the front end design correct, but for some reason they always get the back ends correct. Previous models had the Chevrolet bow tie just right here, but from the 21 and up models, they have now implemented this embossed Chevrolet logo in the back, and they have kind of changed around the V6 and the Colorado logo. I want to get rid of the Colorado logo. I don't like it. I think it's a bit redundant, especially if it's got it on both sides of the front, on the sides. I don't know whether or not I still want to keep this, but I do also plan on blacking out the Chevrolet logo. You can actually get it at your dealership. But yeah, I mean, I like the overall paintedness. I like the painted bumper. Do like that it has these step-up things. It makes it really simple to get into the back. Because I got the towing package, this does have a 7,000-pound towing capacity, which is pretty insane for a mid-sized truck. Equally insane is the payload capacity. The payload is 2,100 pounds. I was expecting it to be like 1,000 pounds even, but this is 2,100 pounds for a payload capacity. That's huge. As you can see, this truck also does come with a soft open tailgate. I also did get a tonneau cover that I installed myself. And I like the tonneau cover because it gives me the ability to use this as a truck, but it also lets me use it as an SUV where I can kind of put my stuff in here and it'll be waterproof. Oh, and I also have my Sparkplug TV logo on the back. How cute is that? I'm like a driving billboard for myself, except nobody knows who Sparkplug TV is yet. So, all right, let's go on the interior. All right, welcome to the interior of my Chevy Colorado. Now, again, not delusional. I know that this is a very basic interior. It's incredibly bare bones and it's incredibly basic. But like I said earlier, I did not buy this for the form of the vehicle necessarily. It's for the functionality of it, and it does what I need it to do. Whereas my last car had adaptive cruise control, lane follow assist, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, emergency braking. This has virtually none of that. Additionally, my last car had wireless CarPlay and a wireless phone charging pad. This has a USB port, 2 of them up front, and then wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. At least I still have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. If you want the more luxurious version of this truck, then you're gonna opt for the GMC Canyon. I did get the $1,500 luxury package, which includes the black leather seats, the heated steering wheel, and the automatic climate control system. Now, I did have to wait a good 4 or 5 months to get my heated seats because of the chip shortage. I mean, I actually just got them installed last week.
It's been 84 years.
In terms of the design of the interior, again, it's like one color, it's like one material across the whole thing. It's just this plastic, and then there is this like speckle paint plastic down here that does kind of switch it up a little bit, but it's not enough to make it like noticeable. There is silver on the infotainment center, and there is silver in the center console. But again, I didn't buy this because I wanted it to look nice. I bought it because I wanted to tow like... And that's why I have a tow haul button. And the tow haul button is very helpful. I've used it in towing. I have a jet ski and I used it to tow the jet ski. It was seamless. It does have a backup camera that allows you to hook up to whatever trailer you want to pretty easily. You know, I bought this right off the lot, so I didn't get the Bose sound system. It didn't come with it, but I would definitely opt for that. I mean, the sound system in here is fine. The gauge cluster is like something out of an Equinox or a Malibu. It's literally just shared with like the majority of the past 2010s Chevys. The instrument cluster, where it houses the tire pressure sensor monitor, the gas mileage, etc., it's insanely basic, but you can opt for the optional color LED screen. But again, that is also kind of dated. A lot of this stuff is very dated in here, and I realize that, right? But I bought this again for the value, because I don't plan on keeping this forever. And if anything, I want a second car. I want like I want a BMW M4. I've always wanted one. So in terms of spacing and cargo space, you can fold the bottom half of the chair of the back seats up to allow more cargo space. The doors do have slots for the cargo space, but the cargo space on the doors are kind of shallow. Like they look like they're big pockets, but they're really not. Like the interior looks fine. It looks rugged enough. It looks functional, but I just wish that there was some different materials on the interior. Again, other than that, I mean, like, I like it. It almost is kind of like nostalgic in a way, because when I would drive the Elantra, like, it would feel like I would have to take over or like, but like, this is just it's just a car. It's just got 4 wheels and a steering wheel, but it's worth $37,000, so I'm into it. All right, so now that I'm done talking about the interior, let's take her out for a spin. It's really interesting driving my own car in like a review, and I think it's more interesting than when I did my Elantra, because when I first started this channel, I had only had that Elantra for a couple of months. I wanted to give it like good reviews, right? But I mean, I've been in this truck for like 6 months almost, and I've got a pretty good idea of things that I like about it and things that I don't. For example, the rear suspension is a spring leaf suspension, which actually makes it a very comfortable ride. Around corners, on the highway, over bumps, I mean, it is almost comparable to like a luxury car. Like, it is very nice in the way that it rides. In terms of the 8-speed transmission, I've ridden in some pretty shift-happy cars with 8-speed transmissions. This mostly acts as a 6-speed. Before I made this video, I tested that out because I wanted to see if it would actually, oh, hang on. I never floor this, so it's really interesting to floor it. I never floor it because of how expensive gas is. It gets up and goes quick, man. It's pretty quick. I mean, especially for a mid-sized pickup truck that can pull 7,000 pounds. Back to the shift-happy transmission. I mean, it gets up and goes, and it mostly stays at like the 6th speed. I mean, the only time that it ever really shifts into the 8th speed is when you're on the highway. And it's noticeable too, because I know that like there are some trucks out there that have 9 speeds and 10 speeds and also have 8 speeds that just want to get up, that are so quick to get up to the 8th speed that it's frustrating. But with this, it actually does a really good job. It's also a very good transmission when you're pulling. I mean, when I pull my jet ski, it's great for pulling. I'm gonna put it into manual. This is why I got a V6. I could have gotten a 3 Series with an inline 6. I could have gotten a Camaro with a V6. I could have gotten a Mustang with a V6. But I wanted something that was capable because I was tired of being low to the ground. I actually ended up with something that I enjoy driving. Like, I'm gonna take this tight corner real quick. It's not bad. For a pickup truck, it's not bad. It was a little iffy, but it wasn't bad. When I bought this, I was like, oh God, I'm finally high up again. Like, I finally command the road. There's something about these pickup trucks that are why they rule the road in America. They're comfortable, they're fast, they're dependable. You can do anything with them. You can accelerate quickly, you can tow it, you can go on a road trip. The options are limitless. The limit does not exist.
God, Karen, you are so stupid.
Well, Sparks, as always, thank you so much for watching today's video. I very much appreciate it. And thank you to my good credit and my Hyundai Elantra's equity for getting me this car. I'm happy with this car. For right now, it's what I need. I need it to be dependable, I need it to be comfortable, and I need it to be a little bit safer than what I was driving before. It is basic, but I like it. All right, so let's get into the pros and cons. So the pros, I'll start with the positives. So the pros are the engine. I love this V6. It's so good. It sounds great. It's quick. It's dependable. I love it. It's a great V6. Another pro is the transmission. I am surprised at the fact that I actually like this 8-speed transmission. It's very good. Another pro is the suspension. I mean, the suspension is very comfortable and it eats up those bumps in the road, and it's incredible how smooth the ride is and how great of a highway car this is. Another pro is the capability. The payload's 2,100 pounds. You can tow up to 7,000 pounds in this thing. You know, I think another pro is the exterior look. I know I ragged on the front a little bit. I really like the way that this looks on the outside, especially in the back end. Of course, I love the back end. I like this final form that this generation has taken, for sure. So now let's go on to the cons. So the cons, obviously, is the interior. The interior, I think, is fine, but it's not. It's like it's got an updated infotainment system, but it's got like a 10-year-old gauge cluster with like a 15-year-old steering wheel. You know, all the plastics are really crappy. But if you want something that's a bit more luxurious, then you're gonna go for the GMC Canyon. But the GMC Canyon looks pretty much the same. It's just got like leather stitching on the side, on the door panels. Like, there's really not that much of a difference. Another con would probably be the steering. I mean, like, this is a truck, so you don't expect it to be the most communicative between the tires and the steering wheel, but I do wish that it was just a bit more communicative. That's all I've got. So, thanks a lot for watching today's video, Sparks. I really enjoy making these videos, and I really hope you enjoy watching them. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next Friday. It's Friday, gonna get down on Friday. Looking forward to the weekend.